Good. I was going to say good morning. It's not even morning, it's afternoon. Not that that matters, depending on when you're watching this. I don't know if you can hear, but I am sat in a very rainy car, just waiting for Tom to post my Zip-It parcel. And then we will be off to Derby. I have had a really stressful morning of making sure that Nana has got everything that she could ever need and that my parents are up to speed with how to look after her. For the record, because somebody asked me this recently, Nana is Tom's grandma, so not my parents' mum or dad, just to clarify that. So we are going to drop a form off to the vets for the vet insurance, and then we are off to Derby.
If we could run it, if we could run it back, and do you wonder if we could run it back, if we could run it? If we could run it back, and do you wonder if we could run all of the things I didn't know, I had to get out down the road.
Hello. So, as is normal in these weekend away vlogs, we've eaten dinner and I am in pain. I ate so much less than I would usually eat at a world buffet, but it was still worth going because I got to have sweet and sour chicken, and I was really happy because duck pancakes are one of my favourite things in the world, and I am not supposed to eat cucumber at the moment because of the skin and the way that they'd cut the kind of matchsticks. It did kind of annoy the man behind me, I think, because I was, not with my fingers or anything, but with the tongs, I was picking through to find the bits without any skin on. And yeah, he was huffing and puffing, so I did it a little bit slower. Tom has gone off to source some beers, and I am just in the Premier Inn bed. I think I've said before on this channel, I bloody love Premier Inn. I love the comfy beds. I love the big deep baths, and where I would love to support more independent B&Bs and things, I need to know that I'm going to have a good night's sleep, and Premier Inn always delivers on that. So at the moment, that's a compromise that I am making. I'm going to read one of my books. I think I'm going to read Adventures in Opting Out by Kate Flanders. And then I'm going to stick an audiobook on and get in that bath, because I cannot tell you the last time I had a bath. I do shower, but I think it was on the cruise, I think when we were, yeah, it would have been. The last time I had a bath was on the cruise in May, and it's now July. So for someone with chronic pain, a bath would be, it would upgrade my life so much right now, but in the bungalow, there is only a shower. So we live with that. But yeah, I will come back to you if I finish a book or if I have anything exciting to tell you, or I will see you tomorrow.
Same old, the same old, caught in the circles, round they go. It's hard when you keep close, rewind with my eyes closed. I need a breather, get lost in the B-roll, let all the window to learn how the world goes. We didn't know how to move on. If we could run it, if we could run it back, and do you wonder if we could run it back, if we could run it? If we could run it back, and do you wonder if we could run all of the things I didn't know?
So look, guys, my hairdresser told me not to cut my fringe myself, and I'm really trying here, but I really need my fringe cutting now. Thank you, bye. Hello. It is now, I wanted to say Wednesday, but it's not, it's Tuesday. Hang on, let me just go and turn the dehumidifier off. So yes, it's Tuesday. We got home from Derby Sunday kind of lunchtime, and I am just just starting to recover from it now. Any of you with kind of fibromyalgia and things will know that I had a fantastic time, but I spent a couple of days in pain to make up for it. However, back onto, I would say, about 80% capacity now. So I have done a little bit of housework today and I'm sitting filming for you. I finished a few books this weekend and I've DNF'd some. I'm waiting for a parcel to come because I am meant to be on a Tandem Collective read along. So I'm waiting for that. I'm also still waiting for my letters for my scans. So I just feel like life is a lot of waiting right now. Anyway, books. Right. So the first one that I finished was Julie Kaplan's The French Chateau Dream. This is the proof copy. Let me show you the cover of the finished copy. There you go. There's the finished copy. Let's talk about that one. I have enjoyed all of Julie Kaplan's books. Now, this one I think I'm giving a 4-star. I have only just read the French Patisserie, Little French Patisserie, the Patisserie in Paris. I can't think what it was called, which was book number 3. And then this is book number 10, I'm going to say. So when Nina and Seb were in this one, I was so excited. And I think I'd have been even more excited if I'd have read it in order and it had been a while since I read them. The thing that took this down, I really enjoyed the story. There are a few little twists, especially near the end, that I wasn't expecting. There was one thing that I kept thinking was going to happen, and I thought, if that happens, I'm going to throw this book across the room, but then it didn't happen. So I was a happy bunny. However, I couldn't give this a 5-star because the way that her ex is talked about and his mental health and his mum's health didn't sit right with me. So I have spoken to authors before when I've read their books via NetGalley, when they use somebody being a kind of hypochondriac or being ill a lot as a kind of personality flaw. It just doesn't sit right with me as that person that has been there and had people say, oh, well, you're always ill, or, oh, well, you're always yada, yada, yada. So that didn't sit right with me. However, if we take that bit out, the rest of this book, the food descriptions I liked, the romance I quite liked, and the setting of the French chateau I absolutely loved. I am going to carry on reading Julie Kaplan's books and will pretty much read any book in this series. I still have, if this is number 10 and I've read the first 3, maths is not my strong point right now, so I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 6 books left to read, I think, in this series, so I better get on with it. Then a book that I read, and this was a reread, and I almost don't want to talk about it here, but that was In the Red by Alexis Hall. Now, this is not the Alexis Hall that is writing all the great queer books. This is Alexis Hall, who I believe, no, I thought she was a journalist, but I'm not sure. This book is the kind of real life Confessions of a Shopaholic. It's about someone going on a spending ban to bring down their debt. Now, I first read this when I was about 19. I'm 32, nearly 33 now. Actually, when you watch this, I will be 33 because it will have been my birthday yesterday. But the author of this, I really shouldn't be giving, I'm not rating this book, but I really shouldn't give it any more than a kind of 2-star. It's not the best written. The author is quite entitled and says some problematic things and acts like a spoilt brat through a lot of this book. But there's just something about this book that I love. And I can't put my finger on why. I've obviously reread it because I am on a no-spend year now. I will leave my blog posts below about that. But I just, yeah, there's just something comforting about this book. Will I read it again? Yes, probably. I think that I have a certain nostalgia for it because I think that when I was 19, I hadn't met Tom yet and I was quite materialistic. I was really good at not getting into debt while I was at uni. Well, I say that, I did have a small debt. I never like ran up a big debt. But I think that had I not met Tom and settled, I would have been one of those people that tried to buy my way into being liked and keeping up with the Joneses and things like that. So I kind of see this book of what I could have been. I don't know, but I find it comforting. And yeah, I think that was my third read of this book. I've never met anybody else that liked it though. So would I recommend it? I don't know. But for me, it's a comfort read. And then the last book that I finished this weekend, I will be on the blog tour for this on Tuesday as you're watching this. And I 100% would recommend this one, 5-star. And that is Benjamin Dean's How to Die Famous. This is my favourite Benjamin Dean book so far. I read both The Secret Sunshine Project and Me, My Dad at the End of the Rainbow, which are fantastic middle grade books. But there was something that didn't quite do it for me. It was possibly to do with the fact that I'm not the target audience for those. And then earlier this year, I read The King is Dead. And again, enjoyed it, but didn't quite hit the spot for me. And I think that's because of how it had been marketed as Black Gossip Girl, and I didn't get those vibes from it. However, this one, I heard nothing about going in, so there was nothing that could disappoint me, and this book certainly didn't disappoint me. This is a look at a group of young adults who are set to be in the reboot of Sunset High, which I kind of got vibes of 90210, that kind of American, is it a sitcom? You know what I mean? That kind of thing. And this was shut down before due to what people are coining a curse that's going on. And we know right from the beginning that one of the stars of it, Abel, is actually going undercover for a journalist because he wants to find out what really happened before. I'm just trying to read... I was just checking that I wasn't giving it a spoil. So his brother worked on the last reincarnation of this and died, and he wants to get to the bottom of what happened. This book kept me gripped the whole way through. It was a really kind of scathing look at PR and how kind of these young kids in the industry are used and abused. And Benjamin Dean himself, I believe, was a celebrity journalist, so this really looked at like the paparazzi and things. This gave me real vibes of a kind of Karen McManus mystery. I have really enjoyed One of Us is Lying and One of Us is Next, and also Sophie Gonzalez and Kale, can't remember the last name, I'll put the picture here, wrote If This Gets Out, and that was following a boy band, and this gave me more of the vibes of that. Like I say, 5-star, highly recommend. Probably won't keep this one, I'll probably pass it on, as I am trying to get better at only keeping books that I 100% am going to reread. Think I would like to reread this one, but also again may pass it on. I have also DNF'd 3 books. Now the first one is a soft DNF, and by that I mean it's going back on my to be read list, but I'm not actively reading it right now, and that is Adventures in Opting Out by Kate Flanders. I just don't think that I'm in the right space for this at the moment, so I wasn't really wanting to pick it up, and so that is going back on my shelf to be read at a later date. And then the next 2 I was really excited about. So the first one was kindly sent to me via Book Break, and that's Is This Okay by Harriet Gibson. And this was marketed, and it says on it somewhere that it's so it says that she indulges in whirlwind parasocial relationships, one-sided affairs with celebrities she had never met. But with a diagnosis of early menopause and suddenly staring down years of IVF and HRT, her relationship with the internet has a darker turn as her online addictions are thrown into sharp relief by the realities of illness and motherhood. I just couldn't get on with the author's voice in this, and I feel really bad because obviously this is her true story and it wasn't actually what was happening that I didn't like. I just found the way it was written really, really irritating. There were quite a few references early on that made me smile about MSN and internet and things like that. But yeah, I couldn't get into this, and I've tried and I've tried and I've tried for about 6 weeks, and it's just not happening. So I'm DNFing that one. That will go on to A Better Home, and hopefully someone will love it more than I did. And the last one, again, I've been trying to read for about 6 weeks and only got about 50% through. And that's Let's Talk About Love by Claire Kahn. Now, this is the third book I have tried to read with ace representation. And on that note, I really did like how the main character, whose name I have forgotten, Alice, talked about her asexuality and about how she didn't want to have to keep coming out and talking about it. She just wanted to be let be. That was great. However, the story around that was just so boring. Nothing really happened, and yet I don't mind books where nothing really happens, as long as there's a conversation or there is a character study, you know, if I can get to know the characters. But this was just really, really slow, and I just couldn't make myself carry on reading it. And I don't really know what else to say about that. I also DNF'd NJ Walker's Upside Down, which had ace rep, and that was just to do with the fact that the guys in it were meant to be in their early 20s, and they read like 14 or 15-year-olds to me, and I couldn't deal with the dissonance of that. And I also read Loveless by Alice Oseman. Now, I love Alice Oseman's Heartstopper graphic novels, but actually I haven't enjoyed any of her novels. I've read Loveless and Solitaire, and both of them I was just like, meh, it was okay. So I'm still looking out for books with great asexual rep in them. Like I say, the rep in this was brilliant, but the actual story I just got bored of. So yeah, so that's a fun note to finish on. I am going to stop waffling now. I'm going to go and get my pyjamas back on and go and sit and read on the sofa for a bit. I will come back hopefully tomorrow with something interesting to say. Good evening. If somebody could explain to me how it is that I don't have a uterus, ovaries, fallopian tubes or any of that, but I currently have what feels like the worst period pain I have had in a long time. I'm in a lot of pain, but I don't think that's unusual for this channel. I decided yesterday that I was going to... It's really weird because being a larger woman, I have this thing in my head, and it doesn't matter how much I'm like, I've let go of diet culture, etc, etc. I convince myself that, oh, maybe I just need to eat healthier and that will help my pain problems. Because, you know, that's what the internet is always telling me. You know how the internet tells you that like white processed food is bad for you and fruits and veg are good for you. I have eaten fruit the past 2 days, strawberries and pineapple to be exact, and I have not left the toilet, even more than normal. So I'm feeling pretty run down. It's my birthday tomorrow. By the time you've watched this, it will have been my birthday yesterday, so it will have been over and gone. And I'm not big on my birthday anyway. I've said here before that I don't like the summertime and I don't like places when they're busy. So especially tomorrow, with it being the first Saturday of the summer holidays, I am not planning to do anything apart from stay in, read, look after Nana, as I do every day. And today, I don't know, something has just hit me. It was my birthday last year that Nana had that fall, and I just don't think that I've processed how difficult it was with her being in hospital last year. I tried to gloss over it in that, for example, Nana was on a ward that I used to work on, and all the staff there were brilliant and were trying their best, but I genuinely believe, and Thomas told me this as well, that if in those first few weeks when she was in the Royal Infirmary, if I hadn't have gone in every day and fed her, I don't know if she'd have pulled through, because there's just not enough staff to do what needs doing on an elderly care ward. And obviously I'm really thankful to have her here with us now, but it's also mega stressful on the days when I don't feel well, which is more days than not these days, and I have to get up and put on a brave face. And whereas when it's just me and Tom, I've been feeling really like overwhelmed with noise at the moment. There was this moment today, they've been resurfacing the road, and I was lying on the bed, and out of one ear I could hear the washing machine finishing, and out the other ear I could hear them resurfacing the road, and I just wanted to scream, like it was too much. And whereas when it's just me and Tom has been with me now, we've been together nearly 13 years. Tom knows that if I just need some quiet, I just need some quiet. Whereas obviously Nana has dementia, and so we will have the same conversations over and over and over again. And I don't know, I think it's hit me this week that we had such a lovely weekend away, but having to jump straight back into caring duties the minute that we got home, it's like I need a good few days to get over that holiday. And now with this period pain, it's not even period pain, but I don't know what to call it. I've just had enough. But I'm trying to put a brave face on. But it's good to just sometimes come here and just be like, yeah, I'm struggling. I will be happy once maybe a good night's sleep will help. Yeah, I'm going to see the Barbie movie next weekend with Stacey, and I did get some book mail today, so I'll share that with you. So I am going to be on the tandem read along this week of The Honeymoon by Kate Gray, and this is a big proof copy, and it's one of these big floppy books that I love so much. And it came with this, made me smile, like a boarding pass to Bali. So yeah, I'm off to Bali. Oh, it says the 23rd of the 7th. Okay, so I'm off to Bali on Sunday, so that will cheer me up. Here is the reading. I don't know if you'll be able to see it in this light, but that is the read along. We are doing a reading schedule. I will be following along. As you can see, I've tabbed up my book over on Instagram, so if you have this book, or you don't have it, you have until Monday to grab it, and we will be reading along on Instagram. I have put a post with this on already, and then some little sticky tabs and notes. So I think that is everything that I wanted to share with you. Like I say, I'm just feeling a bit down today, and the pain doesn't help, but it will be okay. I just have to give myself a bit of time and a bit of rest, and yeah, it will all be fine. But I am cutting back on the fibre again. I will just live on whatever. I don't know. I don't know what to do. Still waiting for my SACAT scan. Still waiting for my colonoscopy. I am putting away some money in a little pot at the moment to hopefully, if so I know that obviously I've got adhesions, but if nothing else is found and they think that a lot of my problems are IBS related, I want to try the Nerva app. So if anybody has tried that and had any good experience with it, let me know. I would also like to save up to pay and see a private dietitian. So we'll see how that goes. I know what I wanted to share with you. I have booked a ticket to go to the book party in Birmingham in November. So I wanted to go last weekend to the one in Blackpool, but obviously with Nana, Blackpool's a bit far away, and by the time I paid for trains and hotels, it would have been spenny. However, I've been putting away a little bit of my carer's allowance each week for fun stuff, and so when I saw that it was coming to Birmingham in November, I was like, yes, I have to go. So the book party is what it says on the tin. It's authors and bookish people all come together to talk books and things. If you do want to go to that, I think tickets are still available, and I will link that below. And then I have booked a hotel which is a little bit further away from the venue. It's about, I think I worked out about £10 in an Uber. But if you're interested in staying at that hotel, it is a lot cheaper than any of the central Birmingham ones. They were all looking at least £150 a night, whereas this is more like £50 a night. So if you are interested in going, feel free to send me a message on Instagram. Obviously, for safety reasons, I'm not just going to say on the internet, I am staying at X hotel. But if people wanted to stay there and share taxis and things, I would happily let you know. And I think that's all I've got to say. I hope that you guys are having a better week than I am. I hope that you're not in pain. And if you are in pain, I hope you have the good drugs and plenty of treats. But until next time, look after yourselves. Bye.